Thank you, Mike, and thank you, Mr. Ranking Member, our future Mr. Chairman. I am Lloyd Doggett from Austin, Texas. May or may not have Elon Musk as a constituent down there somewhere around our area, but while never elected to anything, he has elected to invade the privacy of every American by accessing confidential information such as bank numbers, Social Security numbers, and tax information that is so sensitive that improper disclosure of it can lead to 5 years in federal prison. This information has never before been shared with outsiders. Safeguards on its abusive use by Musk and his merry band of minions has not been there because President Trump first authorized him to basically do whatever he wanted to, and second, he removed the Inspector General at the Treasury Department, as he did at about 16 or 17 other agencies that provided a watchdog to ensure that their proper procedures were followed. The former top career official at the Treasury Department, someone who had been the guardian of the safety of the American people for 35 years, said no when Mr. Musk came, and he was pushed aside and access was given to these records over his objection. Now, arithmetic is the big factor here in this Congress because there are more Republicans than there are Democrats, although only by one, perhaps, during much of the period in question. We're here to declare that while we recognize those limitations, we will use every tool we can find, every tool available to protect the privacy of the American people and to ensure that Elon Musk and Donald Trump don't disrupt payments on which individuals and American businesses are depending. With that in mind, one of the rarely used tools in this Congress is to file a formal resolution of inquiry. In addition to the requests that have been described that we've already sent as members of the Ways and Means Committee to the Treasury Secretary, the Internal Revenue Service, we will be filing a resolution of inquiry to demand that the administration answer key questions regarding the safety of Americans' private data. When alarm rose over Musk's access to this information, the Trump administration immediate response was that Musk minions only had access to read whatever they found over there at the Treasury Department, not to change anything. But subsequent developments raised great questions about that. Musk himself has boasted that he has blocked payments to Lutheran Social Services, and, as my colleague mentioned, that he was using this information to cut off payments to the Agency for International Development, a very vital part of our national security that is under assault by the Trump administration. We don't know when and on whom the Musk-Trump axe will next fall, but we are trying to do something about it. Now, one of my constituents in Austin has already experienced a problem with this payment system under the Trump administration. When she attempted to submit a request for payment on a federal grant, she only received the message, quote, error unrecognizable. And she verified that the same thing had happened to another Texan in a nearby city. You know, I think error unrecognizable is an apt description for the unprecedented assault on the private data of American citizens and a tool for disbursing federal dollars. Instead of protecting Americans by acting immediately on our petition for inquiry, I'm sure that the Speaker, a Trump minion, an enabler in chief, will no doubt refer it to the full Ways and Means Committee, which is pretty busy right now because they're working overtime to ensure that Musk and his fellow billionaires get more tax breaks. But if we do not get prompt action in the Ways and Means Committee, we're authorized under the rules of the House to bring this directly to the full House. And perhaps at that time, divided by a single vote, Americans can determine whether their member views the importance of protecting privacy and assuring uninterrupted payment of Social Security payments, veterans benefits, tax refunds, and the vital funds on which our families, our American businesses, and our communities depend. That's what we'll be about. And to add to it, I call on my colleague, the ranking member on the Trade Subcommittee, Linda Sanchez of California.